Most welcome to the Voice of Evolution. So, how are you doing today? Is your focus on fear, on viruses, on traumatic diseases, whatever, or is your focus on radiant health and splendid life forces, your power, your knowledge, the drive that you have in the body? Everything can become so much alive. You have no idea, because you know what, everything is being exposed right now. That's all there is to it. And so to actually allow human values to restore, and the good news is nothing ever-turned medication is going to work in the future, because with all these changes and as the earth is ascending, your cells are dividing 4 times faster than before. So every medication, whatever it is, cannot catch up with your cellular construction, which is good news, I think. And so we have to restore the ecology in the first place, which is so important. We have to restore nature, and so we have to restore or plug in. So for most people it is quite natural to understand that when your computer or TV is out of its plug, you cannot access information, right? But are you ready to understand that when your computer chip in your brain is unplugged, out of tune from every vital life force, from your source, from many sources out there and forces in the universe, that you cannot access information that is so much needed on the airplane? So we truly need to build new villages, true communities that support each other. We need to engage a lot more, come up with ideas and plans, and rise from the mud. No more mud, no more negativity, no more anything of that kind, because we are more powerful than science. We are the new spiritual scientists, actually. And that is quite the obvious, because those who practiced and a lot of meditation and know what it is about, they know that we need to only actually test on ourselves, and that is with volumes and volumes and volumes of light technology. No more testing on the animal kingdom, no more testing on nature. Our bodies are devices to test on, and that's all there is to it, because that brings us back into authenticity. So it only needs upgrades and upgrades and upgrades into what? Into your plugs, your direct connect to your source, your spirit, and your spark, and let that shine bright over everything. Because with all the censoring things that are going on, one video after the other is being censored, is being catapulted out of YouTube, Vimeo, name it. We need to set up reconnections with the universe in the first place, and your divine essence. What I mean to say, that we are the scientists, the new scientists that bring everything that was ever termed religion and science together. That is our goal in order to get into nanotechnology, spiritual nanotechnology, because we are moving into what? Into unity, into equality, and what that means, that will come out in the next few months, because we're gonna need each other. So we need to support each other and build the new cities of light right on the ground, come up with a new architecture where flowers, trees, herbs, vegetables all grow like magic for all of us. So we need to rebuild a real forest garden, and we start an ecological system. Otherwise, more and more and more viruses will pop up because we cut the plugs from the natural way of being, the natural way of living and feeding on equal grounds on the planet. So actually, the lockdown, to me, it actually means the unlocking of self, the beauty that you are. So listen to the musicians that are out there today, like Patti Smith is singing about the power is to people. The Weekend with his beautiful song Blinding Lights. Zavaria, so keep your candlelight burning. It's all about that, and there's so many more artists that coming up with beautiful things. Me myself, I paint the waves that come through meditation. Here I've been painting with the elements, and I was in meditation with the animal kingdom. So popping up a unicorn, the consciousness of a horse that talks to me, brings through nanotechnology. How magnificent is that? Are you getting it? That's all there is to it. Are you getting it? Getting up and deciding to get into your true essence is daily meditation, daily lining up, daily restoring your brain waves, your body, the construction of your body, and get into pure strength. So I'm not going to talk again about exercise, healthy lifestyle, all that stuff. There's more of enough of that on Google, but it's true. If you don't set up a plan for you, a good structure with which we can construct the community on a quite different level, there is nothing out there, because it's going to collapse anyways. No matter what they try to do, it's going to collapse. So it's a matter of plugging your computer chip back to your source. And because when it's not plugged in, then how are you going to get your information? How are you going to know how you can heal the body? I'll give you an example. Like I'm very passionate. So I think about a week ago, I stumbled off the stairs, and my God, I could hardly get up. All my ribs felt as if they were broken. I couldn't get even up anymore. So I need to lay down on a bed, and I was going to give a private session on Skype regarding fitness, a combination of fitness and power yoga and whatever I mix with that. So I really could not permit myself to just lay there and not being able to move. So I called up all that technology I knew. I called up the element kingdoms. I called up the animal kingdoms, and I got designs. I got elements in them, like waves, like crystals, and I got geometrical patterns. I got numbers, and then I had a perfect view on how to get that through my rib cage, and of course I got it to the rest of my bones as I was working on my skeletal construction anyways. And so I did it for 2 hours, and next day again, and I got up like nothing ever happened. Usually that takes about 3 to 4 months of healing. You understand how fast nanotechnology can go when accustomed to light? So when you unplug, nothing can happen. You need to plug in, tune in, get the musical vibes in, and then anything can flow through, because there is nothing mysterious in the universe. It is just remembering how massive, intelligent we are, how much power we can get from our connection to our source. And it is actually from setting up a small meditational setup, expanding in a field of light, knowing how the many formulas of light. Like here, I applied turquoise, yellow, there is a lot of purple and copper. But you need the knowledge. Of course, I worked with these rays in meditation. Otherwise, I wouldn't have used them on my canvas because, you know, I just take paint or whatever comes to me. And I know it comes from my direct connect to my source. So that is incredibly important, and you can grow with that. You can learn about at least the first 22 ways, and then there's many subways. You can work with them. You can listen to what they have to say to experience them, because without experience there is nothing for you. You need to experience to understand my blabber. Without that, without the will to really construct a new lifestyle from today on, there is nothing for you. And there's a lot more awakening today that really needs to happen. So really, please spread the word. Go on my website. I've been putting my videos on the website because YouTube, I'm done with that. And so there is massive assistance to go into that, and especially heal your lungs. I have a 5-day online, not only to heal your lungs, to get your creative centers back into place, to get your sun stream out into the light. Because if you have that in the body and you teach yourself how to work with it, that literally collapses the dual cords. You can just make them go in your own community. So how beautiful is that if you can do that? And everybody can learn that. It's a matter of opening that particular line that is termed divine will and being persistent in it. What we experience today most of the time is big time laziness. Laziness to start somewhere. Ignorance. Ignorance is going to be killed. It's a killing field. We can easily erase what is termed survival and a death hormone. Because if you have still that consciousness in your brain and your body, that is what it is going to do to you. That is, your body listens to that consciousness. So when setting up a field, learning to work with rays, you can upgrade into the celestial bodies, opening up the eternal breath of life-giving properties, opening up yourself. And from there on, you move into the next field where your body is going to be gridded inside out with light. And so you co-create and you can see inside out. It's not only the third eye, it's the many eyes that open up, and so much reconstruction needs to be done in the physical eyes in order for that to happen. So your entire glandular construction changes over time, and it's a must, at least to learn about it and being able to heal your own children, at least at home, because you are going to be the head of the family, and the head of the family needs a lot more knowledge and power. That's quite natural, because knowledge is your power. And so when every morning and every night you sit in meditation, open up all these channels, heal yourself, imagine what you can do to your community. You can literally heal out your community. You can cut down the dual cords. You can cut down massive manipulation. You can do so much. So all that I educate in my online courses, willing to give a Skype course like in June. And so you can prepare with it, because that is your direct connect protect. Your direct connect protect. You get it? That's the only protection there is going to be. So be prepared for the next virus, for the next wave, because that is evacuation time worldwide. So this, what is happening right now, is just a small wakening up. Doesn't mean too much. For most it means a lot. I understand. But here the understanding goes to go into your new diet, plant-based diet, and eliminate anything that has no home there anymore, such as the killing fields or the blood of the animal kingdoms. That is nothing we need today. So I hope you pull yourself up into strength. I also do a lot of individual sessions via Skype to get you there, to get the mud out, to repair your breathing system, your lungs, and open up here the thyroid into the glandular construction, so you can breathe wide open and get into a real high level of fitness. Because if the air in your body is stuck in several places, like through diseases, you have suffered through traumatic diseases, panic, fear, that's all a big disease. It's bigger than the corona thing itself. So be mindful about that and start to learn to think, because your thinking levels have been cut off. You have been giving your power away. You want to get back into your power, start today. Okay, that is what I have for you. Shoot, communicate, give me some feedback. If you have questions, I'm always there and happy to listen to them, because it's very important that we communify. So communication and unification becomes communifying, and opening that up with new ideas regarding health and well-being, that is coming from the platform of your plugs, your tunes into your source direct, because there's no other way to get your body into the highest level of vitality this time around. So detoxing is not enough, exercising is not enough, a plant-based diet is not enough, because the largest missing link is all the liquid light nutrition you bring into the body through your breathing system, which is nanotechnology. Yeah, what do you want me to say? Would you like to experience it with me? Would you like to start out some healing sessions through an MP3? They're all there. Just have a look on my links, because it's easy today. It's easy. It just takes your brain to break down the old ways of living. And ban the global wildlife trade, including the open animal markets, where COVID-19 may have first infected people. So what we really need to do is to take care of nature. And so the assault on the ecosystem that allowed COVID-19 to jump from animals to humans went far beyond markets. Hunting and selling were wildlife. Biodiversity, that is the health of the entire ecosystem, can restrain pathogens before they even leave the wild. We need to tell people right now that there is a series of things we need to do once we're out of this big mess, right? This big mess, to make sure it never happens again. So the role of biodiversity, in disease prevention has received increased attention. And so human health needs an ecological approach to disease, rather than a simplistic one germ or one disease approach that will provide a richer understanding of disease-related outcomes. So recent researchers have given more than enough support to the idea that biodiversity protection. One part of the world only can prevent novel diseases from emerging and leaping into the other. So, wow, it's a numbers game in one part, and not all species in a community are equally susceptible to a given disease, so nor are they really equally efficient transmitters. I hope you get that. So in a diverse ecosystem, well separated from humans, viruses ebb and flow without ever having a chance to make it to this time around. So, but as people move in and those protections begin to really break down, the disrupted ecosystem tend to lose their biggest predators first, and what they leave behind are small critters that live very fast actually, and they reproduce in very large numbers and have an immune system more capable of carrying disease without succumbing to it. So when there's only a few species left, do you get that? A few species left. They are good at carrying disease and they thrive near people. So there may be nothing between a deadly pathogen and all of humanity. Virus from wildlife to people rises as contact increases between them, according to some good research by a good team, and all of that can perfectly be traced to changes in land use, agriculture, wildlife hunting. So look at source: Ebola, West Nile, Lyme, MERS, and all of the other that fit that profile. There may be by 10,000 mammalian viruses potentially dangerous to people if we kill the system, which we have done. So we are messing with natural systems and our own system, of course, in certain ways that can make them much more dangerous than they would otherwise be. This is being said by Sir Richard Ostwald, a disease ecologist at the Carey Institute of Ecosystem Studies. And I mean, are we getting it? Are we getting the ecology back together? Because a long-term strategy can help nations see the benefits of rethinking resource avenue. So the revenue from clearing new forests is extremely high. Briefly, it says like how could we put that together? Because the cost of public health systems also goes up, because you get very common diseases like malaria, and we are now seeing new zoonotic pathogens can be even more expensive to deal with. So despite many years of creative resource intensive work by many companies, so we really have missed the mark actually, because we need to really work together, gather together here first in your brains, and then I mean we can pull through protection for yourself. I've talked a lot about self-protection because it needs to come from the inside. I mean, what you're made of is what will heal you. That is pretty much very simple. So we have a lot of findings of what affects the climate. We have a lot of information, yet it's being censored globally, like every other night, more and more videos are getting killed. So the international community is poisoned to make some progress. And I've seen an article as well about the Convention on Biological Diversity to protect the richness of living things and tap natural resources sustainable, and that will benefit us all. So the next phase of biodiversity proposes that at least 30% of the land and oceans can be conserved, and so we need to put heads together to make that come around, because we cannot count on governments anymore. There's nothing to count on but yourself and building a community where we can work together. So building these new forest gardens, building health in the body back by the new neurosciences, or getting into your authenticity, that is light consciousness that breeds anything less than disease. So when there is such a thing as fear, that is the highest level of disease on the earth. Fear, distress, depression, not knowing how to deal with your own consciousness, not knowing how to deal with your own consciousness and getting those bad filters out. It is here a call to humanity to really think deep and open up your thinking patterns and what is necessary at this stage, and that is getting together, because light is winning anyways, so it's up to those. I mean, there's not many still awake, and we can pull out as many videos as we want when the brain is being kept captive. And people are so much in fear and distress, they don't get it. They don't get it that they need to do the work themselves. What am I supposed to say? Nothing. Then, I mean, there's going to be right places for disease control, and they may largely overlap the right places for biodiversity. Here is going back into nature, and we're seeing massively people pulling over into good plant-based diets, realizing what they have been doing, so that's good stuff. That's part of the awakening. People are getting to know themselves, because there has been so much warning over the past 10 years and nobody listened. They laughed their life away, actually. Right now, there is but one thing people need to realize, is you are going to get catapulted off the planet, because light forces and sources are taking over. The animal kingdoms are taking over. The elements are taking over. And what the universe dictates is going to be your reality. So there is no more playing around. So I am the voice of evolution, and I will bring it through every day, over and over, because it needs to stick in the brain as much as they control you with their magical death components. Now is the time to control you into a waking up system where you take responsibility and bring your system back alive, co-create, come together, see what is happening, allow a new accent in your thyroid gland, and reactivate the beauty that you are, because I know that we are all such a beautiful people, yet it has been taken away from through plastic foods, plastic supplements, plastic and everything. So opening your vibration up where you can meet the frequencies in which you can feed yourself with a lot more light consciousness, and thus it feeds the body with minerals and vitamins that it needs, along with a new ecosystem that is going to be huge. Nothing is going to be held back. So don't fear. Take your responsibility out of fear. There's a lot of alignments to get that out of your system. It needs to get out, 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 out. Dealing with it has no more value, because it will recycle again and again and will kill your thought patterns over and over and over and over again. Are you ready? Okay, so am I. Shoot your questions, communicate, come together. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.